Hello students, once again I welcome you to DSCJ home classes. It is an attempt to connect learner with instructor and a digital initiative by Directorate of School Education Jammu gives you a variety of lessons under its domain, and my today's presentation is on lesson that is quality, and it is written by John Galsworthy. I am, as you all know, MANMEET BALI, Senior Lecturer in English, Department of School Education, Government of Jammu and Kashmir. This lesson is from Chinar 1 and it is lesson number 4, Quality. About the author, best known today as the author of the Forsyth Saga, John Galsworthy was born in the year 1867 and he left this world in the year 1933, was a popular and prolific English novelist and playwright in the early decades of the 20th century. Educated at New College, Oxford, where he specialized in marine law, Galsworthy had a lifelong interest in social and moral issues, in particular the dire effects of poverty. He eventually chose to write instead of pursuing law and was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in the year 1932. So these things are very important to remember. And in the narrative essay Quality, published in 1912, Galsworthy depicts a German craftsman who made efforts to survive in an era where success is determined by advertisement and not by work. Galsworthy depicts shoemakers attempting to stay true to their crafts in the face of a world driven by money and immediate gratification, not by quality, I repeat, not by quality, and certainly not by true art of craftsmanship. Okay, so here's a look at the author and the summary. This is the plot summary. Quality, written by John Galsworthy in 1912, is about the German shoemakers who were also known as the Gessler brothers. The story starts with the description of the boot shop. On top was the nameplate written Gessler Brothers and a few shoes displayed on the window. They make shoes on order. The narrator then narrates one of his meetings with Mr. Gessler. He says it has not been possible to go to him much because the shoes he made have lasted very long and are the best of their kind. So it's very much true that when a thing lasts for so long, you need not buy a new one. So same was the quality of the shoes. These Gessler brothers who made it with great determination and with great quality. So you can have a glimpse of this picture, right? One day the narrator goes to the shop to get a pair of Russian leather shoes. Mr. Gessler retreats upstairs and comes back after some time holding a fine golden Russian leather piece. After the narrator's approval, he says he'll get his shoes within a fortnight. The narrator then goes to their boot shop and tells him that the last shoes he got from him creak. After a pause, Mr. Gessler asks him to bring the shoes to him. He assures that if he can't repair them, he'll give the money back, right? But what happened when he saw the shoes? The shoemakers are, very much particular about their workmanship and they need to check if a customer is complaining. So we have this another day where he goes to Gessler Brothers to order a new pair, wearing a pair of shoes which he bought due to some emergency from a big firm. Mr. Gessler at once recognizes that the shoes are not made by him. He says, "These shoes, my dear friend, are not made by me." He touches a particular spot on the narrator's shoe where it isn't comfortable for the narrator and says it hurts there. He expresses his contempt that those large firms attract customers through shiny, impressive advertisements to sell their inferior quality products. Then the author explains to him under what circumstances he had to buy those shoes, right? The new shoes lasted nearly 2 years, and in his next visit, he receives quite a shock. When he enters the shop, he sees the younger Gessler brother, who informs him of elder Gessler's death. That day, he orders several pairs. It takes longer to make them, but the quality is even better than the previous ones. So, with all these setbacks, the quality did not go. The quality was preserved there by the Gessler brother, right? Soon after, the narrator leaves for abroad and returns after 1 year or over a year. The first shop he goes to is Mr. Gessler's. Mr. Gessler, now 75, is unable to recognize him at first. Narrator gives a huge order. The wait is longer than ever, but the quality, again, when we talk of the lesson quality, here also it's referred, but the quality only gets better. Day by day, the quality of this shop did not lose its essence. After a week, while passing the little street, the narrator thinks to go in and tell Mr. Gessler that the boots are perfect. But when he goes to the place where the shop was, the nameplate is no longer there. But he was disturbed. He goes into the shop and a young English face greets him. The narrator inquires. The narrator says that what had happened to that nameplate, which is no longer there. The narrator inquires about Mr. Gessler and comes to know of younger Gessler's death. Upon hearing this, the narrator is quite shocked because the duo had put a lot of effort in the shop where the customers would come and would go so happily and would return after years so that they could get that same quality of shoes, right? The young man explains to him that Gessler died from starvation. Why? It is not that they did not have the money or they did not have the food to eat, but he used to devote himself to shoemaking so much that he used to forget about everything else. So was the dedication. Okay? All the money went in the rents and leather. The fate was quite obvious from the beginning, but both the narrator and the young man agrees that the Gessler brothers made good quality boots. Okay? And now a commentary on the story. You can say that the whole story which we have had in mind comes like the straightforward story that is narrated. The story, written in first person narrative from an unknown narrator's perspective, is beautiful depiction of today's cruel reality. The plot is set on the two traditional German shoemakers who did not compromise with quality and craftsmanship, but met the sad fate of extinction in an age of marketing where success is determined by advertisement and not by work. The story shows that our business world has become now more the advertising, more the earning. No one pays attention to the poor traditional craftsmen who value art and quality of products. They have to suffer even though they don't deserve that. The main theme is commitment, commitment to one's work, to one's passion. Every worker is an artist if he loves his work and is immersed in it. The Gessler brothers' commitment towards their work is really touching, and from them, the struggles, the hardships are nothing as long as they keep doing their work. So, when we read this whole story, A very important question usually comes in the exams, that give a character sketch of Mr. Gessler as depicted in John Galsworthy's short story Quality. So this is the character sketch. Mr. Gessler was a little short-statured man with a yellow crinkly face and crinkly reddish hair and beard. He had a guttural and one-toned voice as is described, as if made from leather. This kind of physical description of a man is not without purpose, though Mr. Gessler was a man of honesty and integrity. And all these qualities, see, you can read as a hard-working shoemaker, tirelessly making boots since his youth. Mr. Gessler's mission in life seemed to make quality shoes as per the demands of his customers. So he was also ideal and a perfectionist, that was reflected in his grey blue eyes, which the narrator comments. What he comments? That his eyes had in them the simple gravity of one's secretly possessed hard work, which was shown. Okay. And after this character sketch, students, it is not that we have had the full idea of the lesson, but the only thing is that these Gessler brothers, as depicted by John Galsworthy, has given us a new dimension, that quality is always regarded as one of the assets, whether be it in a character of a person or in any craftsmanship or in any profession. So quality should be in character, quality should be in words, quality should be in deeds, and quality should be in actions, right? So thank you once again. Hope you have enjoyed the lesson today, and I wish you all the very best. Hope to see you soon. Good luck.